Good evening, students. Welcome back after so long. As mentioned, we are going to start with quadratic equation this time. Okay, so let's look at the quadratic equation and let's look at what we are going to do in this class. That is today. Right? I hope you can see my screen. Correct? Chalo. So this is a topic we are going to do in today's class. The introduction has been given here. You can see. Yeah. The first we will do questions on sum and product of roots. This is a very important part because sum and product of the roots is generally asked in exam or in JEE mains. This is a favorite topic for JEE mains, which is the sum and product of the roots. Second, after that, the questions on nature of roots. And third, condition on common roots. And lastly, equation where equation is reducible to quadratic. I hope to cover this in this class. And in tomorrow's class or in the next class, we will cover the signs of the graph of the quadratic equation and the location of roots. So let's move on to the questions, where first is questions based on sum and product of the roots. What is meant by sum and product of the roots? We know that sum of the roots for the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. If alpha and beta are its roots, then we all know that the sum of the roots is minus b by a and product of the roots is c by a. Right? And the quadratic equation can be formed as x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots equals to 0. I hope you all remember this. Apart from this, in these types of question, we basically mainly need the algebraic identities. Now, I am not writing every algebraic identity, but I will list some of them, which is first is the basic a square minus b square is a minus b into a plus b. Then the other one, a square plus b square. What is a square plus b square? It is a plus b the whole square minus 2ab. So these are some of the identities. I hope you all know these identities. So let's proceed on to the questions first. Right? Let's proceed on to the questions. So the first question is this. If alpha and beta are roots of the equation, then find the value of alpha cube plus beta cube. Obviously, we'll need to use the algebraic identities. So if alpha beta are roots of the equation, then I can simply say sum of the roots will be minus b by a and product of the roots will be c by a. So we have to find the value of alpha cube plus beta cube. What alpha cube plus beta cube can be written as is a cube plus b cube, right? So if you don't remember, a plus b, the whole cube, can be written as a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b. We know this, correct? So from this, we require a cube plus b cube. That is alpha cube plus beta cube. So what we can write it is alpha cube plus beta cube as, we can write it as alpha plus beta, the whole cube minus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. What is alpha plus beta? Alpha plus beta is minus b by a. This is minus b by a. The whole cube minus 3 into c upon a into alpha plus beta minus b upon a. So what did I got? I got minus b cube upon a cube minus will become plus 3bc upon a square. If I take LCM, I'll get 3abc minus b cube. I just rearrange. Minus को बाद में ले लिया. Upon a cube. This is my answer. Correct? So by using algebraic identities and the sum of the roots and product of the roots, we can easily get this. I hope you understood this. Got it? Chalo, let's move on to the next question. Next question, this. Same, it is given alpha and beta roots of this equation. So I'm not writing every time. The alpha plus beta will be minus b by a and alpha beta will be c by a. Got it? So let's say, yeah. Find the value of alpha raised to 4, beta 7, alpha 7, beta raised to 4. Okay. So alpha raised to 4, beta raised to 7 plus alpha raised to 7, beta raised to 4. Here I can take alpha raised to 4, beta raised to 4 common. So I'll be left with alpha cube plus beta cube. And alpha cube plus beta cube we looked at in the previous question. What is alpha cube plus beta cube? I can write this alpha into beta the whole raised to 4. And this I can write alpha plus beta the whole cube minus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. Now we know what the quadratic equation is. That means sum of the roots will be minus b upon a and product of the roots will be c upon a. Just simply substitute these values here. So if I substitute these values here, I'll get c upon a raised to 4 into alpha plus beta minus b upon a the whole cube minus c upon a into minus b upon a. So I can write c raised to 4 upon a raised to 4 into here. I'll get minus b cube by a cube plus 3bc upon a square. Similar to last question, we can take LCM inside the bracket. What I'll get? I'll get c raised to 4 upon a raised to 4 into 3abc minus b cube upon a cube. So I can simplify the denominator. I can write a raised to 7. So I'll get c raised to 4 into 3abc minus b cube. This is my answer. I hope you are getting it. Got it? I hope it is very clear. The questions are very simple. You know the algebraic identity. And it is not very difficult to know the algebraic identities. Why? Because we have been studying the algebraic identities from school. That's right. We have been studying algebraic identities from school. Got it? Let's move on to the next question. Find the quadratic equation whose roots are. Yeah, this is a very simple question. Let this root be alpha. Let this root be beta. So first we have to find alpha plus beta. Sum of the root. Sum of the root is 1. Second we have to find product of the root. Product of the root is minus 6. So quadratic equation will be x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots equals to 0. That means I'll get x square minus 1x minus 6 equals to 0. That means minus x minus 6 equals to 0. Simple. This is my quadratic equation. Let's move on to the next question. Yeah, this is an interesting sum, a very logical question if you see. So, what does the question say? The question says, if the roots of ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0 are both positive and b is less than 0, then basically we have to get the signs of a and b, that is a negative, c negative, option b a negative, c positive, and various combination a positive, c negative, a positive, c positive. There are 4 combinations possible. So What do you think? Now this is an indirect question based on sum and product of the roots. In this question, we may not think directly कि हाँ चलो sum use कर लेते हैं या product use कर लेते हैं. But these are indirect questions based on sum of the roots and product of the roots. Let's look at how to proceed. So if the roots are both positive, let the roots be alpha and beta. That means alpha plus beta will be greater than 0 since both are positive. Then addition will be positive. What is alpha plus beta? It is minus b by a is greater than 0. If I multiply with minus, I'll get b by a less than 0. What is the conclusion here? The conclusion here is any two numbers which are divided will be negative when A and B have opposite signs. When A and B will have opposite signs, तभी होगा ना, एक पॉजिटिव एक नेगेटिव, तभी उन दोनों का डिवीजन will be less than 0 or negative. Similarly, product of the roots will also be positive. दोनों रूट पॉजिटिव, दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई करूंगा तो भी पॉजिटिव ही मिलेगा. What is product of the root? It is c by a greater than 0. Now what is conclusion of this? दो नंबर डिवाइड होके पॉजिटिव आ रहे. That means A and C have same signs. A and C have same signs. Correct? अगर A और C का साइन सेम है तभी पॉसिबल है कि C अपॉन A इज ग्रेटर देन 0. या तो दोनों पॉजिटिव होंगे या तो दोनों नेगेटिव. अभी आफ्टर यूजिंग दिस व्हाट कंक्लूजन आई कैन टेक? Yeah, let me change the color here. So now it is given B is less than 0. It is given, correct? And A and B have opposite signs. So implies A is greater than 0. क्योंकि A और B का साइन अलग है. Implies A और C का साइन सेम है. C is also greater than 0. So this is my answer. A be greater than 0 and C be greater than 0. कौन सा ऑप्शन है? ऑप्शन D, or you can say option 4. A greater than 0 and C greater than 0. I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says, if P and Q are roots of this thing, then now again लास्ट क्वेश्चन में ही बोला था कि these are indirect questions on sum and product of the roots. मतलब क्वेश्चन को देख के ही हम लोग क्लिक नहीं कर पाएंगे कि मुझे sum of the roots and product of the roots यूज करना है. So these questions are very simple, but the clicking part की हाँ sum and product यूज करना is important. अभी तो हम लोग को पता ही है कि sum and product वाले क्वेश्चंस कर रहे हैं. That means we have to use the sum and product of the roots. Got it? चलो. So let's use sum and product. P and Q are roots. So sum of the roots P plus Q will be equal to minus P upon 1. It is basically minus P. So P plus Q is equals to minus P. And product of the roots P into Q will be Q upon 1. That means P into Q is equals to Q. So here I can say PQ minus Q is equals to 0. I can take Q common. P minus 1 equals to 0. Q क्या आ गया? 0 और P क्या आ गया? 1. Here and है ना बीच में, दोनों केस कंसीडर करने पड़ेंगे. 2P will be equals to minus Q. तो अगर Q 0 है, if Q equals to 0, P equals to 0. Got it? So that means P can be either 1 or P can be either 0. इससे क्या मतलब हुआ? ऑप्शन बी. P की दोनों वैल्यूज पॉसिबल है, या तो P 1 हो सकता है या तो P 0 हो सकता है. और यहां से let's see if P equals to 1, Q equals to minus 2. So ये दोनों वैल्यूज पॉसिबल है. P P0 या तो 1 हो सकता है या फिर Q0 या तो -2 हो सकता है। तो अपने को तो P की वैल्यू चाहिए ऑप्शन में, दैट मीन्स P कैन बी 0 और 1। Got it? Let's move on to the next question. Now, if alpha and beta are roots of the equation 8x square minus 3x plus 27 equals to 0, then इसका value find. Now the power is somewhat ganda, 1/3 ना, roots दिया है, that means I can easily find sum of the roots. Sum of the roots will be minus b by a, so minus minus cancel हो जाएगा, and product of the roots alpha beta will be 27/8. नंबर्स देख के लग रहा है कैलकुलेशन थोड़ा टफ होने वाला है। चलो लेट्स सी दिस ना, तो अल्फा स्क्वायर अपॉन बीटा रेज टू 1/3 प्लस बीटा स्क्वायर अपॉन अल्फा रेज टू 1/3। व्हाट विल दिस बी? इसको हम लोग एलसीएम ले सकते हैं फर्स्ट, सो आई गेट अल्फा स्क्वायर रेज टू 1/3 अपॉन बीटा रेज टू 1/3। पहले इसको सेपरेट कर लेते हैं, प्लस बीटा स्क्वायर रेज टू 1/3 अपॉन अल्फा रेज टू 1/3। नाउ इफ आई टेक एलसीएम, अल्फा रेज टू 1/3, तो मुझे ऊपर क्या मिलेगा? अल्फा स्क्वायर इंटू अल्फा रेज टू 1/3 प्लस बीटा स्क्वायर इंटू बीटा इफ आई क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई इंटू 1/3 अपॉन अल्फा इंटू बीटा रेज टू 1/3 पावर को क्या है कॉमन ले लिया, सो अल्फा स्क्वायर इंटू अल्फा विल बी अल्फा क्यूब और अल्फा क्यूब रेज टू 1/3, तो अल्फा ही बचेगा। सिंपल सा इक्वेशन बचा, अल्फा प्लस बीटा अपॉन अल्फा बीटा raised to 1/3. So therefore, the required will be equal to alpha plus beta is 3/8 upon alpha beta 27/8 raised to 1/3. This means the cube root हुआ ना, तो 3/8, 27 का cube root is 3, 8 का cube root is 2. So that means 3 2/3, 3 cancel, 2 ones are 2 fours are. So answer is 1/4. This is my answer. 1/4 option is B. This is also a good question based on sum of the roots and product of the roots. अच्छा, इसमें से यहाँ पे मैंने लिखा नहीं है, but many some of the questions are from previous year exam. Actually, all of these questions are from previous year. Some of them are from CET or Karnataka CET, or you can say any Maharashtra CET and all, any state CET, state exams, and some of them are from JEE mains. Okay, so I have not classified them, but I have taken it from there. Let's move on to the next question. If alpha beta are roots of the equation, then alpha raised to 4, beta raised to 4. It's also a good question, a very standard question. अगर अल्फा बीटा इसके रूट्स है, so I can easily find alpha plus beta, minus minus cancel, 1 आ जाएगा, and alpha beta will be 3. So again by using algebraic identities, I can find alpha raised to 4 and beta raised to 4. Let's find, इसको मैं क्या ले सकता हूँ? अल्फा स्क्वायर द होल स्क्वायर. अभी a plus b the whole square को I can write alpha square plus beta square the whole square minus 2 alpha beta का square. अभी alpha square plus beta square को क्या लिख सकता हूँ मैं? alpha plus beta the whole square minus 2 alpha beta का whole square minus 2 alpha beta the whole square. इस सब का वैल्यू पता है. I hope you remember which algebraic identities I use. I first use, पहले डिस्कस किया जो a square plus b square is a plus b the whole square minus 2ab. यही यूज किया है, बाकी कोई यूज नहीं किया दोनों पर, यहाँ पे भी और यहाँ. Got it? So let's put the values here. What is alpha plus beta? It is 1 ka square minus 2 into 3 minus 2 into 3 ka square. So that means I got 1 minus 6 minus 2 into 9. So 1 minus 6 is minus 5 minus 18. कुछ गड़बड़ किया ना हम लोग ने. -5 -18 तो आंसर नहीं है. अच्छा वो दिस वाज होल स्क्वायर ना, वो तो भूल गए. होल स्क्वायर, या दिस वाज होल स्क्वायर. सॉरी, माय मिस्टेक. सो याद आएगा -5 का होल स्क्वायर विच विल बी 25 and 25 minus 18 is 7. So my option is 4. Option D. I hope it is clear. Right? Algebraic identities use करना आना चाहिए. बस बाकी तो easy है. Let's move on to the next question. This one. This is a very good question. Obviously, very good means this is JEE level or previous JEE question. Here, what do we do is avoid using sum and product. If you see, और अगर आप लोग ने नोटिस किया कि सम और प्रोडक्ट काम कभी आता है. सम और प्रोडक्ट काम तभी आता है जब भी the required expression is somewhat symmetric. Symmetric मतलब उसको मैं adjust करके by using algebraic identities I can convert it into sum and product. मतलब alpha plus beta and alpha beta. यहाँ पे here also if the normally हम लोग क्या करते हैं इसमें, या normally we take LCM here. तो ये क्या आ जाएगा 3 beta plus 5 the whole square plus 3 alpha plus 5 the whole square upon 3 alpha plus 5 into 3 beta plus 5 दोनों के स्क्वायर्स. अभी न्यूमरेटर आई ओपन डिनोमिनेटर, सेम डिनोमिनेटर में ओपन, फिर आई मल्टीप्लाई बोल. सो मल्टीप्लाई करने पे बहुत कचरा हो जाएगा. सी पहली पावर स्क्वायर आएगी, यहाँ पे भी स्क्वायर एंड देन अगेन मल्टीप्लाई. सो जनरली और हियर विल अवॉइड दिस. Why? Because see, alpha beta roots implies alpha and beta must satisfy the quadratic equation. Roots का मतलब तो वही होता है. So I can write 3 alpha square plus 5 alpha is equals to 7. Alpha common ले लो, क्या बचेगा 3 alpha plus 5 is equals to 7. So 3 alpha plus 5 क्या आ गया देखो 7 upon alpha, which is much simpler. इसका मतलब इसका रेसिप्रोकल 1 upon 3 alpha plus 5 क्या हो जाएगा alpha upon 7. Similarly 3 beta square plus 5 beta equals to 7 में लिख सकता हूं. बीटा भी तो रूट है. सेम प्रोसीजर करूंगा, खाली अल्फा की जगह पे बीटा है. सो 1 upon 3 beta plus 5 will be equal to beta upon 7. So अगर आपको पता चल गया इसी 3 alpha plus 5 3 beta plus 5, वही मुझे यहाँ पे मिला है 3 alpha plus 5 3 beta plus 5. So just substitute these values and I'll get my answer. So this will be equal to 1 upon 3 alpha plus 5 is alpha by 7, तो उसका square alpha by 7 the whole square plus beta by 7 the whole square. इसकी तो वैल्यू फाइंड करनी है, करेक्ट. सो अल्फा स्क्वायर प्लस बीटा स्क्वायर ऐसे मिलने की जरूरत नहीं, अपॉन 49. व्हाट इज अल्फा स्क्वायर प्लस बीटा स्क्वायर? अभी क्या अल्फा प्लस बीटा द होल स्क्वायर माइनस 2 अल्फा बीटा अपॉन 49. नाउ लेट्स find the values of alpha. Let's find the values of alpha plus beta. सो यहाँ से सम ऑफ द रूट्स क्या होगा, अल्फा प्लस बीटा इक्वल्स टू -5/3, अल्फा इंटू बीटा इज इक्वल्स टू -7/3, सम ऑफ द रूट्स प्रोडक्ट ऑफ रूट. So let's substitute these values. So I'll get -5/3 the whole square minus 2 into -7/3 upon 49. गड़बड़ नहीं किया ना? -5/3, right? So this will be 25/9 plus 14/3 into 1/49 जो पहले से है. If I take LCM, I need to multiply and divide by 3. So 25 plus 14 3s are 42/9 into 1/49. So what I'll get my final answer as? I'll get 767/9 into 49. Naina, it is not divisible, so just multiply it. 67/9 9 is 81, 9 is 36 plus 8, 44. 67/441, which is my option C or option 3. So I got option 3 as an answer. Please remember, कभी भी quadratic equation का part दिखे, see here, this 3 alpha plus y is a part of this. अगर मैं x common ले लूं तो, so many a times you will see that such cases or such arrangements you will see, such formats. 3 alpha plus 5, यहाँ पे भी 3 और 5 है, खाली x को common लेना है. So in such cases avoid this. ये हम लोग avoid करते हैं because it is very lengthy. You can try it at home at yourself. Obviously answer तो आएगा और answer same ही आएगा, 67/441. What will be just the difference? The difference will be यहाँ पे हम लोग ने 1 पेज भरा तो आप लोग 3 पेज भरोगे. So it is more than double the hard work. So in such cases avoid, be conscious. Yeah, ऐसा दिखा तो इधर भी ऐसा चाहिए, तो we can arrange some. Got it? Let's look into the next question. This is also a previous JEE, a very good question. Okay. So this is an equation. ये equation जो दिया है, this one, it may not look like quadratic on observing. देखने पे quadratic नहीं लगेगा, but actually if we take LCM and all, this is quadratic. So it is given roots are equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ कि अगर एक रूट पॉजिटिव है, then the other root will be negative. One of the root is positive, then the other root will be negative. So अगर मैंने दोनों रूट को ऐड किया, दोनों रूट को क्या किया, ऐड, that is अल्फा प्लस बीटा. तो अल्फा पॉजिटिव है, बीटा नेगेटिव है, बट दोनों की वैल्यू सेम है. सपोज 5 ये -5, 10 ये -10, तो ऐड होने पे क्या मिलेगा, 0. So this is the condition that they are giving, कि अल्फा प्लस बीटा is 0. Then we have to find product of the roots, alpha beta. Got it? But let us simplify the quadratic equation first. So if I take LCM, I'll get x plus p plus x plus q upon x plus p into x plus q is equals to 1/r. Implies if I cross multiply, यहाँ पे क्या मिलेगा, r into 2x plus plus q is equals to x square plus p plus qx plus pq, right? Implies r को multiply कर दो, 2rx plus p plus q into r is equals to x square plus P plus Q x plus PQ. If I take everything on right hand side, सबको right hand side में x square plus P plus Q minus 2rx. x को कॉमन ले लेना यहां से और यहां से, राइट, प्लस PQ minus P plus Q R equals to 0. Got it? And they are saying sum of the roots is 0. So what will be sum of the roots? Sum of the roots will be minus B by A. So minus of P plus Q minus 2R upon 1 equals to 0. What does this mean? This means that P plus Q is equals to 2R. And if P plus Q is equals to 2R, I can write R is equals to P plus Q upon 2. Equation number 1. अपने को find क्या करना है? Product of the roots. Alpha into beta. Alpha beta is C. PQ minus P plus Q into R. Right? So C by होता है. तो PQ minus P plus Q into R upon 1. Now, first equation में से R को I can substitute it. So PQ minus P plus Q into P plus Q upon 2. So if I take LCM, I'll get 2PQ minus P plus Q the whole square, the whole upon 2. So 2PQ minus, open karo, P square plus 2PQ plus Q square upon 2. So यहाँ से 2PQ minus 2PQ cancel and I'll remain minus P square plus Q square upon 2. So does this match with any option? Minus of P square plus Q square upon 2. Yeah, it is option C, third one. Minus of P square plus Q square upon 2. I hope you are getting it. Is it correct? Absolutely. Chalo, let's move on to next. Next, we are done with sum and product of the roots. And if you remember what we were going to do next, question based on nature of roots. Now, nature of roots पे the questions, what nature of roots पे आता है कि if ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, the quadratic equation, then the discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac, gives the nature of the roots. If discriminant equals to 0, और पहले क्या था, greater than, first condition is greater than 0, implies roots are real and unequal. If it is equal to 0, implies roots are real and equal. Now, the most important part is this. Implies quadratic is a perfect square. क्योंकि एक quadratic equation के अगर दोनों रूट सेम है, that means the quadratic equation has to be a perfect square. And lastly, if delta is less than 0, imaginary. बराबर. And अगर ये दोनों को combine कर दूं फर्स्ट और सेकंड को, तो मिलता है delta greater than equals to 0. Implies roots are real, खाली real. ना equal unequal दोनों आ गए ना, तो खाली real. Okay, let's see how the questions come. This one. If a plus b plus equals to 0, then the equation has imaginary roots. Important question. Real equal. So option को देख के ही we can easily identify कि we are interested in nature of the roots. क्यों option में दिया है ना, real, equal, imaginary and so on. So nature of the roots में we have to find b square minus 4ac. So discriminant here will be 2b the whole square minus 4 into 3a into c. That is 4b square minus 12ac. Correct? Now, here it is given a plus b plus c equals to 0. So, also from here I can write b is equals to minus of a plus c. That means b square will be a plus c the whole square. Substitute here. So my discriminant will look like 4 into a plus c the whole square minus 12ac. So 4 into a square plus 2ac plus c square minus 12ac. So that means 4a square plus 8ac plus 4c square minus 12ac. I can group this. So I'll get 4a square minus 4ac plus 4c square. I can take 4 common. क्या मिलेगा? a square minus ac plus c square. Now here I will do a very smart algebraic manipulation which will look like this. Like, we don't know the sign of discriminant. अब ये जो है हम लोग को पता नहीं है ग्रेटर देन 0, लेस देन 0, इक्वल टू 0. सो फॉर दैट हम लोग क्या करेंगे? वील यूज परफेक्ट स्क्वायर मेथड. तो मैं एक बार AC सब्ट्रैक्ट करूंगा और एक बार AC ऐड करूंगा. मुझे क्या मिलेगा पता है? आई विल गेट a minus c the whole square plus a into c. What does this indicate? This is positive. Positive में कुछ add हो रहा है. That will also be positive, and that is multiplying with 4. That means this will also be positive. And this will never be equal to 0. Equal to 0 होने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? इसको भी 0 होना पड़ेगा, इसको ही 0 होना पड़ेगा. Which is not possible simultaneously. दोनों 0 एक साथ possible नहीं है. That means this, the discriminant is always greater than, equal to नहीं, always greater than 0. Implies real and different or real and unequal roots. What is my answer or what is my option? It is option 3. It is option 3. I hope you got it. क्या answer? It is option 3. ठीक है? Let's move on to the next question. This one. If roots are simultaneously real, मतलब ये एक क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन का और ये क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन दोनों के रूट्स क्या है? रियल. रियल का मतलब, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड? ग्रेटर देन इक्वल्स टू 0. दैट मींस डेल्टा विल बी ग्रेटर देन इक्वल्स टू 0 फॉर दिस एंड डेल्टा विल बी ग्रेटर देन इक्वल्स टू 0 फॉर सेकंड. इसके लिए डेल्टा क्या होगा? 4q square minus 4pr greater than equal to 0. 4 से डिवाइड कर लो तो q स्क्वायर ग्रेटर देन इसका स्क्वायर, तो b स्क्वायर आएगा 4pr, स्क्वायर रूट कैंसिल, माइनस 4q स्क्वायर ग्रेटर देन इक्वल्स टू 0. That means pr greater than equals to q square. That means q square less than equals to pr. Now see this both. बीच में एंड है, मतलब ये दोनों को क्या लेना है? इंटरसेक्शन. इंटरसेक्शन मींस कॉमन वैल्यूज. अभी q स्क्वायर pr से ग्रेटर है, q स्क्वायर pr से लेस है, तो कॉमन वैल्यू क्या है? q स्क्वायर इक्वल्स टू pr. दिस इज द कॉमन वैल्यू क्योंकि इंटरसेक्शन है. एंड q स्क्वायर इक्वल्स टू pr इज ऑप्शन थर्ड. वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. थर्ड ऑप्शन. इंटरसेक्शन का मीनिंग क्या होता है? जो कॉमन वैल्यूज है वो ले लो. यहाँ पे q स्क्वायर pr से ग्रेटर देन इक्वल्स टू q स्क्वायर pr से लेस देन. कॉमन वैल्यू इक्वल टू पे आएगा, therefore क्या करना है, equal to. Got it? That value is select. Let's move on to the next question. Show that the roots of the equation are always real. Always real का मतलब क्या है? We have to show that कि discriminant is greater than equals to 0. पहले तो इसको क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन को थोड़ा अच्छा बनाते हैं, जैसे हम लोग को आता है क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन लिखने. So if I open this bracket, I'll get x square minus कॉमन आ जाएगा a plus b into x plus ab equals to x square. So if I take everything on left hand side, so I'll get x square minus a plus b into x plus ab minus x square equals to 0. So what will be the discriminant? Discriminant will be equal to b square. A plus b the whole square minus 4 into ab minus x square. This is a plus b the whole square minus 4ab plus 4h square. इसको ओपन कर देते हैं, a square plus 2ab plus b square minus 4ab plus 4h square. तो plus 2ab minus 4ab क्या हो जाएगा? a square minus 2ab plus b square plus 4h square. So what will this be equal to? This will be equal to a minus b the whole square plus 4h square. See, always positive. Always positive. क्यों always positive? Square है ना, and square of any number, any real number cannot be negative. So positive, positive. That means this will always be equal to what? This will always be greater than or equals to 0. That means hence proved. Always real, proved. Got it? Let's look into the next question. See this. Equal roots. Equal roots का मतलब discriminant equals to 0. खत्म. ये क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन दी है, उसके रूट्स कैसे हैं? इक्वल. इक्वल और डिस्क्रिमिनेंट इक्वल टू 0. m का वैल्यू फाइंड करना है. लेट्स राइट द क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन मोर इन आर वे और द स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट. x square minus 15 minus 2mx plus 8m equals to 0. चलो ग्रुप कर लेते हैं. तो x square minus 2 equals to 0. Discriminant equals to 0, which is 4m square b square minus 4ac. 8m minus 15 equals to 0. We can take 4 common or cancel m plus 15 equals to 0. Let's factorize it. हो रहा है क्या factorize? 5 3s are 15. Yeah. m minus 5 and m minus 3 are the factors equal to 0. तो m का वैल्यू क्या है? m equals to 5 या तो m equals to 3. दो वैल्यूज आए. m equals to 5, 3. Got it? So you see, nature of the roots equation are you can say direct. मतलब क्वेश्चन में डायरेक्ट ही दिया होगा कि इसका नेचर फाइंड करो. इक्वल रूट्स, अनइक्वल रूट्स, इमेजिनरी रूट्स. खत्म. Got it? Let's move on to the next section. Do you remember the third section? पहला क्या था? Questions on sum and product, which is very very important, many times asked in JEE. Favorite. Second was nature of roots. Third was common roots. Third is common root. So, do you remember the condition? अगर दो quadratic equation है a1x square plus b1x plus c1 equals to 0 and second a2x square plus b2x plus c2 equals to 0. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? The condition is a1c2 minus a2c1 the whole square is equals to a1b2 minus a2b1 into b1c2 minus b2c1. This is the condition for one common root. और अगर दोनों रूट कॉमन है तो कंडीशन क्या है? a1 upon a2 is equals to b1 upon b2 is equals to c1 upon c2 for both common roots. Got it? Let's look at the question. Yeah. Have a common root. A common का मतलब कितने हैं? एक ही है और एक ही है तो we have the condition. चलो इसको पहले मेरी आदत है कि I write the equation one below the other. So it helps me to get the condition. So x square below the other 2x square plus 3x minus 9 equals to 0. Do you remember the condition? a1 b1 a2 b2 a3 b3 sorry a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2. What was the condition? a1 into c2 minus a2 into c1 the whole square is equals to 1 into 3a minus 2 into 4a into 4a into minus 9 minus 3a into 3. Simple. Solve करो आंसर आ जाएगा. This is minus 9 minus 6 the whole square is equals to this is 3a minus 8a minus 36a minus 9a. This is 9 6 15. 15 का square 225 is equals into minus 45a. माइनस माइनस कैंसिल 5 से कैंसिल कर सकते हैं ना हम लोग. ओ आई गेस 45 5 is 225 so 1 equals to a square आ गया. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? a is equals to plus or minus 1. Simple. This is my answer. I hope you got it. Correct? Chalo. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. This question is again important question. JEE question. It says if the equation, both equations given have a common root. एक common root है. And first equation has equal roots. This is the condition for common root. Equal roots का मतलब discriminant equals to 0. Got it? But उससे आपका question solve हो ही जाएगा. Let me tell you one thing. Have a common root. तो मैं क्या करूंगा? I'll apply the condition of common root. Second, has equal root. So I'll apply discriminant equals to 0. So वो दोनों condition use करके I can easily prove this. But let me show you another way, which is applicable in some questions that we'll do next. So here, common root है ना? So what we say is let alpha be the कॉमन रूट। इसका मतलब क्या हुआ पता है? इसके जो दो रूट्स है वो अल्फा और अल्फा है। व्हाई? बिकॉज इट हैज इक्वल रूट्स। और इसके जो रूट है, एक अल्फा ले लो, एक बीटा ले लो, बराबर। सो अल्फा मस्ट सेटिस्फाई बोथ द इक्वेशंस, राइट ना, क्योंकि अल्फा रूट है। सो आई गेट अल्फा स्क्वायर प्लस ए अल्फा प्लस बी इक्वल्स टू 0। इक्वेशन नंबर 1। यहां से क्या मिलेगा? सेकेंड में से अल्फा स्क्वायर प्लस सी अल्फा प्लस डी इक्वल्स टू 0। करेक्ट? So what I'll get is, let's mark this as equation number 2. चलो, equation number 1 से I can get sum of the roots, दोनों रूट अल्फा है, is equals to minus a. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? 2 अल्फा is equals to minus a. Alpha is minus a by 2. And alpha into alpha is b. So alpha square is b. Right? इसके बाद we substitute these both values in equation number 2. If we substitute both these values in equation 2, alpha square is I can write b plus c into minus a by 2 plus d equals to 0. LCM लो तो मिलेगा 2b minus ac plus 2d equals to 0. क्या मिला? 2b plus 2d equals to ac. 2 common, b plus d equals to ac. This is my answer. Hence proved. Got it? So this was another way which I would like to show you कि ऐसे भी कर सकता है अगर कुछ अलग सोचा तो. अलग सोचना is very important. Let's move on to the next. Question based on equation reducible to quadratic. अभी यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि many a times the questions will be such कि देखने पे आपको पता नहीं चलेगा कि वो quadratic है या नहीं है. Basically, I would like to call this question as school questions. मैंने खुद ने 9th 10th स्टैंडर्ड में 10th स्टैंडर्ड में भी हमारा चैप्टर क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन, वेयर दीस टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चन आर वेरी फेमस. यू विल सी, कोई भी 10th स्टैंडर्ड का टेक्स्ट बुक ले लो, एनसीईआरटी, यू विल सी इन द चैप्टर क्वाड्रेटिक मेनी ऑफ दीस क्वेश्चन. तो बेसिकली आई वुड लाइक टू से दिस स्कूल क्वेश्चंस. फिर भी हम लोग यहाँ पे पढ़ते हैं, तो आई विल सॉल्व 1 or 2 क्वेश्चंस. सी, देखने पे दिस डज नॉट लुक लाइक क्वाड्रेटिक, बट if you really look carefully, this actually is a quadratic. Why? Because I can write it as 7 into 7 raised to x plus 7 upon 7 raised to x minus 50 equals to 0. If I take LCM, I'll get 7 into 7 raised to x the whole square. 7 into 7 raised to x the whole square minus 50 into 7 raised to x plus 7 equals to 0. So let 7 raised to x equals to t. याद आया अभी कुछ? फुल में से करते थे. 7t square minus 50t plus 7 equals to 0. 7 7s are 49 और 49 1s are 49. मुझे फैक्टर्स भी मिल गए. So I can take 7t common. I will be left with t minus 7 minus 1 common, t minus 7 equals to 0. So क्या आया? t equals to 0. So t की इतनी वैल्यू आई 2. t equals to 7 या तो t equals to 1 upon 7. तो t नहीं चाहिए था, मुझे तो x चाहिए था. So this is 7 raised to x is equals to 7. 7 by 7 raised to 1. So comparing x equals to 1. Here 7 raised to x is equals to 1 upon 7, or 1 upon 7 I can write 7 raised to 2 minus 1. So these both are my answers. Simple. So these are the questions where questions based on even reducible to quadratic. यहाँ पे equations कैसी होती है? Quadratic नहीं होती है. We reduce it to quadratic. Now, these were the topics we aimed to cover today. The 4 types: sum of the roots, nature of the roots, common roots, reducible to quadratic. And tomorrow we'll be seeing graph of quadratic, or we'll be seeing questions on graph of quadratic and location of roots. So meet you tomorrow. Till then, take care. I hope today's lecture was today's session was very good. You got to know how to solve some questions. Okay. Till then, bye bye. Take care, everyone. Chalo.